First one is about Guda Marma. Okay, so what Sushruta explains about Guda Marma as actually the position of the Guda itself, right? So Vata Varcho Nirasanam Sthulantra Pratibaddham Gudam Nama Marma Tatra Sadhyo Marana. The word Vata is there. What is Vata? Here the Apana Vata, right? What is Varcha? Varcha is a fecal matter. Okay, it's a fecal matter, right? Then what is Sthulantra? Sthulantra here is about large intestine, right? Pratibaddham is related with the Sthulantra. Okay, so the Apanavayu and fecal matter Nirasanam. What is Nirasanam here? Nirasanam. Nirasanam means Preraka. Preraka means what? Initiation. Means what? Initiation means the expulsion force where it is created to expel out the Apanavayu and the fecal matter. That area is called as Guda. Okay, that is a Guda Marma. See, in rectum where it is ended at the last, we know that there are the three valis are also explained at the time of Guda explanation, which is the last portion of the large intestine. Means rectum is related with the large intestine, right? And also we know that they are surrounded by the hemorrhoidal vessels. Okay, hemorrhoidal vessels are there surrounding the Guda. Even we know that while explaining about the first degree, second degree, third degree hemorrhoids, right? So what is third degree hemorrhoid? It's in bulging over of the mucous membrane inside the rectal cavity, within which there are the blood vessels are there, right? Such surfacely arranged blood vessels are there in the inside the rectum, right? If in this area is there injury happens which leads to the Sadhyo Marana, which is told. First we'll decide, we'll think about what Dalhana tell about the Guda Marma. Dalhana explained the Guda Marma in the, again Dalhana means in the Sushruta explained it is in the Mamsa Marma, it is a 4 Angula Pramana and the Parinama is Sadhya Pranahara Marma. Okay, so here the Sadhya Pranahara Marma which should leads to the injury to the Mamsa. Mamsa which contains the blood vessel within which and the Srava of a Rakta which leads to death. Right? So here in the rectum, the injury of, see, the injury of the rectum does not happen directly as just an accidental. That has to be performed through some of the foreign material insertion, right? So the foreign material insertion usually which will comes under the treatment aspect, where the basti is given or some instrument which has to be placed inside and the treatment is going to given. At that time, if any injury happens, the blood is going to flow out. Okay, so that many treatments are there. The Gofana Bandha is told, but here it is ruptured. It's not going to get controlled because we cannot give a tight bandage over so that we can control the bleeding. At that ancient time, they might not have that facility to control the bleeding if the arteries or veins are going to get cut at the time of a Kshara application. Okay, that might be the reason why the very careful treatment has to be done, even though it is a Sadhya Pranahara Marma. Ayurveda explains a very, very important treatment related with the Basti only, which is given through the Guda Marga. Okay, so Vartis, Guda Vartis are told. Okay, and many other treatments are which are explained through Guda Marga, but the Guda is lot of importance in the Sadhya Pranahara Marma. Injury to the Guda Marma leads to death. This we need to understand. The second one is Basti Marma. Okay, Basti, as we already know what is Basti, bladder. Okay, the bladder, urinary bladder. So Basti, actually that organ itself is a marma. And Rachananusara Basti marma is a Snayu marma. Okay, Rachananusara Basti is a Snayu marma prakara. Okay, and Parinama is Sadhya Pranahara marma. as we know that rupture of bladder which leads to the internal hemorrhage and internal leakage of the urine which spreads in the peritonitis, which leads death. So what it shows? Alpa mamsa shonito abhyantaratah katyam. So right. Alpa mamsa shonito. The basti which is made up of alpa mamsa and alpa shonita. Abhyantaratah katyam. Inside kati. Inside the kati. Abhyantaraha katyam. What it is told, done an explanation about the kati here. Katyam ittipalakshanam tena navi prushta mushta guda vankshana shefamsi grihyate. With the word of kati, we should not only take is only the pelvic region, even the organs of pelvis like navi, prushtha, mushta. Mushta means scrotum, that has to be considered in the kati. Even guda, vankshana. Vankshana means pelvic, lower pelvic area. Shefa means penis. All these has to be considered in the aspect of kati related with the basti. Okay, should not take kati in the same aspect for everywhere. Okay, in this context of basti, we should take these together as a word meaning of kati. Okay, we'll see this one. Mutrashayo basti, which is meant for mutra ashaya, in which collects the mutra, that is called as a basti. So what is it? Alpa mamsa shonito abhyantaratah katyam mutrashayo basti. One which is made up of alpa mamsa and alpa shonita, which is present inside the kati, that is between these all structure, means to say that the basti present in between these structures, right? And it is meant for the mutrasha, okay, to collect the mutra, a reservoir of mutra, that is called as basti. Tatrapi sadhyo maranam. Injury leads to death. That is the ultimate thing. But there is a certain condition of a treatment is included here. See, Ashmari Runadrute, in the treatment of Ashmari, to expel the Ashmari, we have to do certain surgeries. Okay, they have told some surgical intervention in Ashmari. The urinary calculus has a surgery treatment which is told by Sushruta in classics. Right? So, Ashmari Runadrute tatrapi bhveto bhinnena jagati. In the treatment of Ashmari, if the incisions are made or injury are made to basti on both sides, then person is not going to recover, he is going to die. Ekato bhinne putra slave guno bhavati. If one side there is a incision has taken and one side injury is made, even by the in the aspect of a treatment aspect, to remove the Ashmari, one side, then the person will survive only ethnopakranto rohiti, with an expert surgeon who will put his all effort to save the person, then that wound will get healed up along according to his will and the immunity power and the skill of Vaidya. All those things has to be included, then person may survive. See, in the time of explanation of Basti Marma, he told the location of Basti and what all should be considered in the word of Kati, and he included the concept, the complication of a treatment of Ashmari here. Sushruta, it indicates that Sushruta time they were doing some surgical aspect on Basti for removal of Ashmari. That we can understand by this Marma. Basti Marma is injury to urinary bladder. That is a conclusion. The third Marma in Udara Urogata Marma is Nabhi Marma. Okay, so Nabhi is it. When we come about Nabhi, this is a word referred for umbilicus. Okay, Nabhi word refers for umbilicus, no doubt in that one. And what is the position of Nabhi, which is told here as all other marmas are told? Pakvamashayor madhye sira prabhavaha Nabhi. So, which is there within the Pakvashaya, okay, and Amashaya. Okay, in between place. Pakvashaya and Amashaya madhye. See, while explaining about, they told about Guda Marma, they told about Basti Marma, even they will tell about other Marmas. But here especially, while telling about Nabhi, even they know that Nabhi will call for the umbilicus only. But still, he would have told something, no, in the Udara there is a depression, that scar is called as a Nabhi. In particularly the Nabhi, he would have told that one, but he did not tell like that, but he told Pakvam Ashayor Madhye. See, one thing always remember, while taking the name also, when they will take a structural name, they will be something different. When they will take functional names, there are two types of nomenclature in Ayurveda. One is about the functional names, like Pakwa Ashaya, Ama Ashaya. See, if you would have taken the word as a structural thing, they would have taken it as a large intestine, Sthulantra, Sukshma, Sthulantra, Kshudraantra are there, Sthulantra are there. Even Jathara they would have pronounced, but they did not Ama Ashaya, Pakwa Ashaya. They are not telling that area of that area. So here the Nabhi doesn't refer for the umbilicus particularly as a structure. They are referring the Nabhi as a area. Okay, so area wise between the Amashaya which will come here and Pakwashaya which will come here, in between these two, exactly position of Nabhi will come here on the surface. But if you think logically, which leads to the Sadhyomarana, incision to the Nabhi also, which leads to the peritonitis, that's no doubt in that one. But it is told as Siddhamarma, which we need to think about. Arteries, okay, the aorta are there, and inferior vena cava are there in the same side. On the in front of the vertebral column, there are the aorta and inferior. Okay, and from the aorta, anterior branches are there. Celiac trunk, superior mesenteric and inferior mesenteric artery. They are the anterior branches. Okay, which present in this umbilical area L1, L2, L3 level. Okay, so if injury or the strong blow happens here, the rupture of these arteries may possible, which leads to the dangerous situation of internal hemorrhage, which leads to the death. Okay, that may be the reason they have called Siddha Marma. Leads to Sadhyo Pranahara Marma, because he is going to die within 7 days, definitely. And even the injury, stab injury to the abdomen region here in the abdomen, in the umbilical region, which leads to the peritonitis. Okay, and the abdominal content will come out, but peritonitis is a one condition where the person may die within 7 days. That is the Nabhi Marma concept. So the next Marma, what we are going to study is about Hridaya Marma. Okay, Hridaya means everyone knows it's about the heart. Okay, the area of heart. What is the area at the site of injury which leads to death? Everyone knows about it. But what it is told in classics? See, Stanayor Madhyam Adhisthayam. So between the Sthana Pradesha, okay, between the Sthana Pradesha, in the middle of it, there is a Hridaya Marma. Is situated Urasya. Adhisthaya Urasya. Uraha means chest region. Amashaya Dwaram means near to the Amashaya Dwara. See how beautifully, even till today we call the stomach, and this is called as what? This is a cardiac orifice. Cardiac orifice. Because it is near to the heart. Okay, and this is a pylorus orifice. Okay, pylorus. See, even till today we did not change the name. Okay, even till today, even in the modern science, we call it is a cardiac orifice, and this is a cardiac notch. In the stomach I am speaking. Okay, in the stomach we are taking the name of a cardium, which is a representation of the heart. Even in our classics it is Sunhamashaya Dwaram. Okay, at the entrance place of a cardiac orifice, there is, see, there will be a separate section is there here, the diaphragm will come, right? In this, here there is, the heart is going to get situated towards the, near the Amashaya Dwaram. Okay, in the Uras region, lateral in the thorax region, here in between the sthana, there is a Hridaya. And what it is told, see, again the beauty of explanation. Sattva Raja Tamasam Adhishthanam Hridayam. And which is the Adhisthana of Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Okay, see, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas are three gunas which I also knows, and they are also knows about it. The in between lines, the hidden meaning we need to understand. See, there are sattva, rajas. Okay, you know that manas. Okay, some manas varieties are there. You know that it is explained about 16 manasika prakritis, right? Manasika prakriti. Okay, satvika prakriti, rajasika prakriti, and the tamasika prakriti are there. 16 are there. Okay, you need to study this. They are very beautifully explained. The indication of telling about indirectly about the Hridaya is adhisthana of manas, which is made up of a variety of prakritis. Whatever prakriti person it is there, then if he is get injured, he is going to die. Right? So manas is adhisthana in the Hridaya. That's what they are telling. The Samanya Lakshana of a Sadhya Pranavara was told in the Sushruta Samhita. What is that? Indriya Ajnanam. So what is required for the Indriya Jnana in the body? The Indriya, Vishaya, Indriya, Adhisthana is there, and that perception has to go through the Manas and Chitta to Buddhi, isn't it? If Manas is hampered because of Hridaya is a Mano Adhisthana, then Indriya Jnana will not be there. That's why the Hridaya was told as a Mano Adhisthana. While explaining about Marma, that is important to understand. Here not only Hridaya is told, even Manas was told. Okay, along with the Manas, Hridaya is getting injured. This is what the beauty of explanation, and which leads to Sadhya Pranavara Marma. Right? So, next we are going to study about Urogata Marma. Now we have studied about Guda Marma, Basti Marma, Nabhi Marma, and Hridaya Marma. All these are Chaturangula Pramana. Okay, this is Sira Marma, Snavi is Sira Marma, but Basti and Guda are Snayu Marma, and all are Sadhya Pranavara Marma. Right? So, Urha Marma in next class we are going to study about it. Right?